It is Saturday morning, March 28th, and I am just dying to get out fishing. Haven't fished at all this year. Going to a local lake, a lake I actually grew up on. I probably haven't been there in probably 20 years. And it's just a small 26-acre lake that used to be a clay pit. So they dug down so far and hit water, and then it filled up. So there's some really, probably some 50, 60 feet of water in certain depths. And then there's some flats with timber and stuff like that. So I know the water's cold. Like I said, it's very, very early in the year. And I just got a kayak probably about 2 weeks ago for this main purpose, just so I can get out and fish close to home and don't have to go too far. So I'm going to go out for probably about 3 hours this morning, and we'll see what's going to happen. Got into a little bit of trouble there. That current's pretty sharp, so we're just going to carry it over. Wow. That was a little bit more challenging than I thought. First time in the kayak, and the current was the quickest, going right underneath that tree there, and it was pulling me right towards it. I thought I'd have more control, but anyway, got out of that. So the lake we're going to, there's a river that runs right alongside it. So instead of carrying the kayak all the way over down into the lake, I thought it'd be easier if I just took the river. And then down the ways here, there's a spot where when you get high water, when it rains a lot, actually the water from the lake pours into the river and vice versa. So again, first time doing this. I think this is going to be the easiest way to go. We'll see after today for sure. Wow, that was a little bit more of an ordeal than I anticipated. I don't know if I'll try that again or not. We'll see. But I'm out on the little lake that I was talking about, and I'm gonna make my way to where the drop-off is. There's a drop-off that goes down into about 40 feet of water, comes up, and there's a flat that's filled with scattered timber from when it was flooded years ago. So I'm going to start out there a little bit deeper with a rattle trap and see if I can get any kind of action out there. See what happens. Well, that wasn't good. I guess I gotta get used to fishing out of the kayak here. I did a back cast and went right into my crappie rod back here and broke it in two. So not cool. Something I'm gonna have to watch out for in the future. lot of wood up on this flat, so I'm constantly bumping off logs and wood, which is a good thing. A lot of times that's when they'll hit. It's been pretty quiet so far casting a rattle trap. Working a shoreline now. I'm gonna work it down, then I'm gonna cut across the lake and fish another area. I'm gonna slow down probably with a worm or a spinnerbait. Like I said, the water is still pretty cold. I don't know what it is. I'm gonna guess maybe high 40s, low 50s. The fish may not be really active yet. Wow, been a little nervous. Been a while since I caught a bass. Actually, been a while since I caught a largemouth. I think that's a good-looking start for the day. Let's see how long this guy is. Yeah, solid 17-inch fish. Whew. That was that was fun for sure. Been out here for about an hour, no bites. The sun has come out, kind of warmed up a little bit, and didn't do any good on the rattle trap. So I switched to a little nickel spinnerbait. This lake is loaded with threadfin shad, so I figured this would be a pretty good presentation, along with a little bit slower movement in the water compared to the rattle trap. So I'm going to keep on fishing and see if I can get another one here. Seems like a pretty decent one here. Yeah, not that big. Not too bad though. Caught him on the nickel spinnerbait again. Definitely a fat, chunky fish, for sure. The wind's kicked up a little bit today. Having a hard time controlling the kayak. Fishing a little point here where I was telling you about earlier, where the river comes through to the lake. Just caught that one off that little point. Like I said, the wind's kicked up and it's just blowing me through. Kind of hard to fish in a controlled state. I haven't caught a fish that's really big yet, but they're definitely healthy, they're definitely fat. Got a log, kind of the wind's blowing us into. I'm going to try to roll the spinnerbait right through there. Actually, 2 logs. Yeah, now that it's gotten windy, I'm definitely not able to fish like I would like. Oh, there's a good fish there. Maybe not that good, but it hit good. Kind of a smaller guy. Pretty healthy though. Get him back, see if I can get another one. Come up to an area where there's some laydowns coming out from shore. Just trying to cast the best I can and bump up against something in there. coming through a pretty good, oh, there's a fish on. I'm gonna say coming up to a pretty good spot. This one's fighting a little bit better. Oh, they're not that big, but man, are they fighting. It's a little bit better. Not bad. Try to get the kayak back out so I don't blow all the way through this area without getting a few casts in. Yeah, that's a little better there for sure. Nice, nice fat fish. What I'm doing now, I'm moving away from the shore a little bit and throwing this lipless crankbait, trying to find a bigger bass. Ones I've been catching are okay, but there's got to be some. Well, I know there's bigger fish in here. It's got to be a matter of finding them. So I'm going to try out a little bit deeper and see if I can connect with more solid fish. Whoa. Yeah, not bad. Not great, not bad. Got it. I don't know what I got on here. I don't think it's that big. Yeah, it's not bad. Better than what I've been catching. Pretty decent fish there. Got a mouthful of hooks. Yeah, that's a little better one here. They are fat and healthy for sure. Got a buddy over here in his kayak. It's one thing I've had to try to get used to is like the lure like pulls you around, you know? Oh, yeah. So you cast to where you kind of want to try to point the boat the opposite way.
The odd part is that we saw two like right away, right almost the same time I did.
Yeah. Did you get a couple more crappie or?
One more crappie and then the bass, but both of them within like 2 minutes of each other.
Yeah, that's awesome. Looks like a decent one, not real big. Thing crushed that spinnerbait for not a very big fish. I was telling you earlier, it's a smaller spinnerbait made by a company called Nichols. Been using this spinnerbait for quite a few years and really seem to have good luck with it. It's always interesting once you start getting bites. You're on high alert for sure. Nice chunky little bass. This little fat guy. just talked to a guy on the shore over there. I watched him catch, I don't know, like a 14, 15-inch bass. He said it was the first bass of the year. But he's like, man, dude, you should have seen about 10 minutes ago, I lost one right at the shore that he thinks, he said the mouth was that big. He said he thinks it was like a 6-7 pounder. So he was telling me, I was asking him what he was using. It looked like a little spinner bait or something like that. And he said it was a chatterbait. And I've been hearing about chatterbaits the last couple years, and I have never used one yet. And I watched a Bass Pro do like a little tutorial on YouTube the other day, talking about the different styles of chatterbaits and, you know, how to add trailers to them and what to add and how to use them. And I was gonna buy one, and it's like, now for sure I'm definitely gonna invest in a chatterbait next time and come out and see if I can, you know, maybe it's something I haven't really seen a whole lot before. I don't know. But I'm gonna buy one and try it for sure. Well, all finished up for the day. Overall, really solid day. Caught a lot of bass. Didn't get anything over 17 inches, but that's okay. It was a lot of fun. Really enjoy fishing at this place for sure. Said a lot of memories. I grew up here. I was probably, I don't know, probably 6 years old when I moved into the apartment complex across the lake, and lived here until I was 20 years old. When I was 20, I moved out of the house and got an apartment with a friend, and then moved out, I think, when I was 21. So, I mean, you figure from the age of 6 to 21, I grew up here and did a lot of fishing here. So, lake brings back a lot of memories.